What's good, YouTube? It's Ray Jarrell. So in today's video, I want to show you guys this gun flex Trey mini scheme part 2. So if you enjoyed this video, go and drop a like on the video right now. Go ahead and sub and turn those post notifications on. So inside of this video is going to be gameplay mainly. So what I'm about to do is actually just go over personnel and how to actually set up the package to get 5 receivers out there. And then after that, we're going to dive right into the gameplay, man. And also, I am in the Packers playbook. Again, I'm in the Packers offensive playbook. And also, one thing I do want to say while I got you guys here is for those of you guys that are still checking out my content here in the end of March, man, I truly appreciate you, man. Truly appreciate you. Now, thank you so much for just continuing to rock with me. And if you rock with me, just drop a like on the video. It actually helps me out a ton. I would truly appreciate that. So without further ado, man, let's go on and get into this. So what you want to do is actually go to package, and what you want to go to is strong slots. Now what that's going to do is put your tight end on the outside left. So what you want to do is actually press R1 for subs, and we want to take Devontae Adams out, and we want to put whoever we want right here at receiver. So I could put Rodgers if I want. I could put Cobb. I could put Winfrey here. I could even put a halfback here if I want to. Completely up to you, but obviously you want to put a receiver. So I'm gonna put Randall Cobb here, and what's gonna happen is that Devontae Adams is now gonna be moved in that slot position, and you can tell we have 5 receivers out there on the field. Now, you guys are gonna be able to see in the gameplay. I started off kind of rocky on offense because if you guys don't know, when I do gameplay, I actually do it before I actually put together the scheme in practice mode and give it to you guys. So that's kind of where I lab and test things out. So you're gonna you see a lot of mistakes, and the reason I do that is so you guys can see exactly how I put schemes together. Just so in case you ever want to put a scheme together, or you want me to, you just want to know how I do it. That's basically why I do my videos the way I do them. But regardless, quickly plays you're going to see me run in the gameplay is going to be Packers corner. I run Packer cross, which I really love actually. You're going to see me run hitch corner. There's a nice setup you can do out of here. Curl flats, actually wide receiver screen is really good against zone coverage. And yeah, those are pretty much 4 verticals you're also going to see me run, and strong flood. So those are going to be the main plays you see me run inside of this gameplay. So without further ado, man, let's go ahead and dive right into this gameplay. Alright, so right here you can tell we are in gun flex Trey, and you're going to see me kind of set up my audibles and everything. And like I told you guys, when I do these gameplays, I like to show you guys everything, so I don't really like to skip out much. So like the bad reads I might make, the picks I might throw, and I like to kind of explain to you why I made that read, and all those things, why I made the good reads, the bad reads, and kind of what's my mind going on while the game is playing. So right here you can tell we are going to be able to have the ball, and you can tell we do have 5 receivers out there, and I think it's best if you have your best receiver where X is, because there's going to be a lot of route combos we're going to use just on that spot. So this is a setup I really love. Now what I want you guys to watch is that cornerback on the left side. So I don't know what is going on. I don't know how he turned like that. I thought for sure he was playing a cover 3 shell right there, and I've never seen that before. I don't know if that was because I was too close to the goal line, or I don't know what that is, but I can kind of maybe hop in the lab and see why that happened. And I may do a video on that. I don't know, because that was actually really glitchy. I've never seen that before. But anyways, right here you can tell we do get the ball back, and this is a 4 vertical setup that I showed you guys in part 1. Now what you want to make sure you do, now I was actually just playing around with the user, see if the user is going to be honest, and that little bump right there I believe is what caused that little separation. But as you guys seen, I did have my hitch route literally screaming wide open. So if you're watching this, normally no matter what happens in this particular offense, that little hitch route that you're going to put on the field is normally going to get open almost every single time, because this is an offense your opponent does not want to play hard flats on, because they can get dotted up to play hard flats. Now this setup is what I really love. All we did was motion over that corner, turn into a post, and we're going to have a double drag concept, and you can tell right there we're going to be able to hit our drag route, get a nice little fortunate animation right there, and we are going to pick up some nice yardage. So 1 for 3 for 10 yards and 1 pick. I know it don't look good, but we're going to go ahead and fix that. So right here, I wanted to test out the screen. You can tell there's pretty much nobody out there based on how he's playing defense, and you can tell right there, like, I feel like I could have got more yards than that, but unfortunately, fortunately I should say, we did pick up a nice yard right there. So moving the chains, man. So one thing I do like about this offense is that there's a lot of different route combos we can put together, but the only thing I don't like is there's not a lot of deep shot plays. So that's the only drawback to this offensive formation that I found, but it still has a lot of a lot of nice dink and dunk type route concepts. Now, this is another setup that I love. Normally, this is going to get open versus every single zone coverage. You just have to make that read. And right there, I could have had triangle my flats, because what he was doing basically was taking away, well, he was taking away everything other than the flats. So all I had to do was just load up and hit triangle on the flat, or I could have hit circle route the break, but I just decided just to scramble up the middle because he had no spy and everybody on his defense was spread out. So he was doing a great job of playing a little cover 3 shell and kind of mixing up different zones, because he had vertical hooks out there. Sometimes he had purple. So it really just depended on what he was doing. So right here, this is another setup I love, because triangle is going to push that zone back, and then also square is going to widen out that purple. So no matter what, we're going to have a nice dot right there. So that's why that was open, and his user had to stay on that right side, so we had an easy left side read. So that's one thing I do like about this offense. They have a lot of cool spacing type of concept plays that you can create. Now, there's 2 ways to run this play, which you'll see here in a little bit, but basically I love to actually motion them over to a post, and what we want to do is actually draw the user to the inside, or kind of make them choose. So I wanted to do this little route concept to where we're going to look for triangle or R1 or X, and right there we did see the user kind of stumble on R1, so we're going to want to take our zig route. So you always want to make sure you take what the user gives you. Don't try to be greedy. Now, I'm telling you guys that because you're going to see me, in a little while get greedy. You already see me try to get greedy. Normally, if you force your opponent to have to play hard flats, it's going to open up every single thing in your offense. I know it's, it seems like, you always want to take the shot play. Also, right here, this setup, I basically was wanting to see if the user's going to choose R1 or X. So I kind of was looking at X, and I completely missed my triangle read because the safety actually cheated over to our X side. So I literally missed the 1-play touchdown because I knew cover 3 was going to be able to split the seams. I just missed the read trying to do too much. And also, that's one thing I do want to tell you guys. Make sure you're not doing too much. Now, I really love this route concept right here. Now, it's not the greatest inside the red zone, as you're about to see here in a second, but the potential on this play is really crazy, because they're going to have to go play X, and a lot of times you're going to make that R1 a triangle read. You can tell I could have had R1, but I tried to pass lead triangle down, because if you throw the ball at a downward pass lead, they'll actually make them do like a route bounce back to the ball, but I think I messed it up. It's a timing based play, so if you mess up the timing, they'll throw it like that. So thankfully I didn't throw a pick, but I should have. But I threw that ball for a reason, I should say. So don't think I just press the buttons, because if you pass lead it down, they'll actually turn back and run toward the ball, which a lot of people don't know, but I don't know if it works, like where it works at basically. So right there I had circle, but look at that, man. I had square on the out route, and it's actually crazy that I think it's only because it was Tre'Davious White that actually got there. I think that's why, because he had such a high zone threshold. But under normal circumstances, you'll be able to complete a smart route or out route versus cover 3, and he also had zone chucks, so like he wasn't zone dropping. So that should have even been even more of a completion. But regardless, man, you can tell we do get the ball back, and apparently, we both just are getting stalled on offense. But right here, man, we're gonna go ahead and try that right there. It was open, but like I said, Tre'Davious is blowing, so it's not really gonna happen when he's zoned out like that. So I'll still stand behind that. That was a good read. It's just that he made a great play on it, honestly. So right here, strong flood. I love to run this play stock. You tell X was just open all day, but square is also going to get open too. It's a natural cover 3 beater. Like if I wanted to just be ignorant, I could have just ran this all the way down the field, like just this once, just strong flood, because of what he was doing on defense. But the problem that I run into a lot of times, you guys might not understand, but when I try to showcase an offense, I try to show you guys every setup that I know. But the problem is every setup doesn't work for every defense, if that makes sense. So if he's like for example, he's been running cover 3 nonstop this whole entire time. Now, I can't give you guys a video if I'm just showing you literally one setup the whole time, because that's what he's doing. My job as trying to showcase offense, show you, hey, you can set up it this way, you can set up something that way, you can set up something this way. That's my job, because what you guys probably realize is that most people only run about 3 setups, maybe. Like in an offense, a formation, they may run 3, usually no more than 3. I try to give you guys at least about 6 different setups when I do these type of videos. And right there, quickly, what I want to say before I get any further is that I still stand by that read too. I should have lowballed it for sure. That's the only reason he got an animation, because normally they'll do like a little animation where you like tuck and kind of like roll kind of when you actually lowball it, but I did not lowball that, so that was my fault. But anyways, I try to give you guys at least about 6 different setups, just so you guys can see, like, okay, I can run this setup, I can run this setup, I can run that setup. And because like I said, a lot of times we could just I could have just ran that play down the field too, because what's going to happen is that since he's using that hook curl, he's going to have to give up something on that hook. So either he has to cover that backside slant, which is his responsibility, or he's going to have to double Mabel to that crosser side, which he was not going to do. So I would have been able to take the flat route every single time. So it might sound counterintuitive, but basically, when I play these games, I really don't play to win, per se. I play to show you guys how good the offense can be. So what I mean by that is, like, some scenarios where I should have kicked the field goal, I might go for it. Some scenarios I should probably punt, then I might go for it. Or, you know, just basically that kind of stuff, you know. So that's kind of what I mean. So I try to just make sure I can show you guys as much as possible. So right here, the only reason I threw that is because his user came down on the snap. And anytime the user comes down on the snap, you can actually throw a streak right over their head if it's cover 3. Just got to be careful that you know, don't wait too long to throw it, because they actually will let them catch up to it. So yeah, you can tell we finally did get on the board though, and it is the third quarter. Now, right here, I'm going to start playing a little bit smarter, but basically, this setup right here, like I told you guys in part 1, it's really good. You just need to make sure you find who's open, because what's going to happen is triangle is going to push back those deep zones, and it's going to be a read between X and squares. You can tell right there X is going to get open, and that's the throw that I showed you guys in practice mode, that it will get open. So just want to make sure I did address, because a lot of times some people think in practice mode that, oh, well, real, this isn't going to happen, or real, this doesn't happen. You said this will happen, but it doesn't happen. And I show you guys in game, like, it literally happens exactly that way, because I've had people before tell me, oh, you know, you're lying to people because you said that the zone chucks, like, you didn't show zone chucks, and you're lying to people. Whenever I tell you guys, hey, you know, some people will zone drop, some people won't. If they won't zone drop, this is what happens. When you zone drop, that's what happens. But also, real quick, I want to say that was actually man coverage, and I was not expecting man coverage, because that is actually not a man beater play, because of those post routes or those corners and post. They're not man beating posts and corners, they're only zone beating. So basically, that's why that play was pretty much strapped up. But going back to what I said, that when I go in practice, I'll tell you guys, hey, this is what you'll see. Hey, if the opponent does this, do this. If the opponent does this, do that. And I still get people that say, hey, you know, you're lying because you didn't mention this, or you're backing that guy off, so you're lying. You know, and it's, you know, it's crazy. But like I said, you really can't please everybody, and that's okay. You know, I'm not here to try to please everybody. I'm just here to teach you guys how to get better at the game. And if I could just get you a little bit better at the game, I did my job. I'm happy. You know, so right there, we are going to go ahead and get the nice little yards. And actually, that's one of my other favorite setups too, out of the hitch corners. So basically, all I did was motion over that corner, turn it into a slant, and then I put that circle route, I believe it was circle, on a zig route, and that's actually one of my favorites. Now, you can run this play stock, and he was actually not zone dropping this play, and you could tell, because if you guys are watching my previous videos, anytime you see that animation, that means they're actually playing a stock purple out there. So you can tell right there he actually was in cover for a drop. So it's just a lot that you got to be able to read. Now, right here, I wanted to try to screen pass. It looked like man coverage, and I wanted to see if it could actually, you know, beat man coverage, but as you can tell right there, they actually drove on it. I'm actually glad they didn't catch a pick on it, but since I knew he was in man coverage, this is actually that Packers corner play, I believe it's called. But X, what's cool about X, it's such a sharp breaking corner route that it's actually a man beating corner route. So right here, I decided to put Cedric Wilson on a zig route. So basically, I'm reading between a zig and a corner, and the opponent shoots left, so my eyes immediately go right, and then we're going to hit a nice dot. Because why? I don't want to have to make a read based on where the user goes. Well, I don't want to have to make a read, you know, at the user. So if the user goes left, I want to have a right side read. If the users go right, I want to have a left side read. That's how I love to play the game. I feel like that's how you should play Madden. You should not be trying to pick, you know, you should not be trying to read a user specifically, you know. So that's just the way I feel though. But right there, I did decide to just audible and run the ball, because, you know, obviously I didn't want to just run empty on the, you know, 3-yard line. I would never suggest that. So I just went to this gun normal wide off, which I actually did a video on this formation. I don't know if I did it out of this playbook, but I'm pretty sure I did a video on gun normal wide off, because it's actually a really good formation, honestly. And also they have a nice little quarterback run in there too, and it's really nice though, for real. So right here, you can tell we did get the ball back, and basically my opponent, like, he actually played decent on defense, but his problem on offense was he was being ignorant. Now, when I use the word ignorant, I should explain this. When I say ignorant, basically what I mean is that he's lacking the awareness of something. So, like, basically, if he's going to keep allowing me to run the same play, he's going to do the same setup, but expecting different results, but he's doing the same thing, that's called being ignorant. So yeah, that's what I mean when I say ignorant, that he's just, you know, not aware that he needs to change his defense basically, or his offense, you know. So, because you can tell he's been basically running the same thing every single game, not every single game, but every single down he's been running the same thing. But after this play, I believe my opponent is going to quit out, but I want to show you guys this last setup. And then that's pretty much going to wrap it up for the video though. So like I said, man, for those of you guys that are still here, man, I actually really appreciate you. And I do have one more play after this, but this is another cool setup that I like too. Basically, I'm just going to read between triangle, X, and R1 and just kind of see what's going on. But I didn't really like what I had right there, so I tried to just scramble out. And yeah, great defense. Normally, I want to hit that drag route, which I just didn't hit it. And it was open. I could have hit it. I just didn't want to throw it. But anyways, this is the last setup that I do like. So basically, it's going to be another flood concept, but circle is going to work as a backside to pull down any type of hook zones. And then we're going to make a read between triangles. So the user is not going to follow X. We're going to throw that and have a nice dot. But anyways, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I do hope you have a blessed day. I'm Ray Jarrell, and